I've got to ask it. What is wrong with Williams? Oh, they were on the up. The drivers were happy. They had great faith in their team principal, James Vowles. And last year, Carlos Sainz even scored a podium. But this year, it's a bit of a different story. They have taken a big fat step back. As astronaut Louis Armstrong once said, one small step for car development, one giant leap back for Williams. The last few years, Williams team principal James Vowles, the man with the bowels, has told his drivers to use every resource and every part that they had available. Break everything, use everything, learn from it, because this year is essentially a complete write-off so that we can focus on the new regulations that are coming in 2026. That way we can give ourselves the best chance to have a competitive car. And boy, did they listen to that. The drivers in 2024 damaged the cars so much that they literally ran out of spare parts. In 2024 at the Japanese Grand Prix, Logan Sargent was actually forced to race with an old repaired chassis because they didn't have any. And in the Brazilian Grand Prix of the same year, both Alex Albon and Franco Colapinto suffered damage to the cars in 3 separate crashes, which forced them to also race with repaired parts. I hope that these repairs were substantial. A repair on my car usually consists of a bit of gaffer tape and a couple of cable ties. In 2025, Williams acquired Carlos Sainz after he was sacked from Ferrari in favour of 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. To be honest, if you're going to be replaced by someone, that's probably the least hurtful option. It took him a lot of negotiation to get Carlos Sainz because he also had an offer on the table from Alpine. I still remember watching that episode of Drive to Survive with James Vowles in his little room with his contract and his little bottle of champagne, and Carlos just completely stood him up. I genuinely felt quite bad for him. But eventually, Williams got their man, and it feels like Carlos Sainz was the consistency and the stability that they needed after a good few years of swapping out one rookie for another. That didn't really seem to work out for them. It's a good job that they had Alex Albon signed for all those years. He single-handedly carried the team from 2023 to the start of 2025. He basically scored all of their points for them for 2023 and 2024. So it was great for them when they Carlos Sainz an ex-Ferrari driver. All right, even I'll admit that one was a bit of a stretch. So together in the 2025 season, Albon and Sainz helped Williams finish 5th in the Constructors' Championship. That was their best result since 2017. So you would think that considering all the improvements with drivers, funding, management, strategies, that their upward spiral would continue, but this year looks difficult for them already. Carlos Sainz is probably gutted to see Alpine in 5th after he turned them down, but I think it was still a good move for him to go to Williams and stay out of the clutches of Flavio. Now Williams is sitting at 8th in the standings. That clearly isn't where they wanted to be or expected to be, and part of that is due to what James Vowles called a messy winter. He said that they made quite a lot of changes a few years ago, putting in systems for ERP, which is Enterprise Resource Planning, and PLM, Product Lifestyle Management. He said that they now have different ways of planning and different ways of structuring and different ways of working in general, and this was the first proper car build where all of those were brought into account. He carried on to say that he thinks that they've made some mistakes on some of the software that they've been using, and that it was their first proper go at planning a completely new regulation car from start to finish. Whilst they started early in the wind tunnel, no doubt about that, they didn't start building the car very early. Vowles thinks that a realistic goal for the team is to have the car comfortably running at the top of the midfield by the end of the summer break in August. I guess that we'll just have to wait and see what improvements Williams have planned and if it will work out for them. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy my videos, please do go and hit the like and the subscribe button. It is the best way to support my channel. Cheers.